What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Claru.
And we're in bed. In Boston.
In Boston.
Yeah, we're here to see my best friend do a show. So we're watching the Acolyte finale. We could record this on Thursday, but we were like, but then we'll get spoiled by Twitter.
Yeah, because y'all are terrible with posting spoilers immediately.
Someone was like, you posted this video, and I was like, yeah, it's a reel. Like, you can scroll away. The opening shot isn't a spoiler. It's the people who post, like, the most ridiculous spoiler as a photo on Twitter right away. That's bad. I at least wait till tomorrow to post a reel. Yeah,
literally the moment that it drops, and I was like, guys, come on.
But anyway, we're going to be comfy, because this show has just been a real comfy, cozy show. You know, no mysteries, no plots, just, you know, character stuff.
Just vibes.
No, it's been a mystery, and I think that the big question here is, how are they going to finish that mystery off in a satisfying fashion?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to find out in the next 30... How long is this?
Oh, this one's
43 minutes.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens. If you want the full-length reaction, go to patreon.com/nerdynightly. But if you don't, stay here, because this is a finale, and I wish we weren't doing this in bed, but we are, so deal with it.
May burned down the witch's fortress, and everyone was lost.
Do you think all the witches were lost? Do you think that's true?
I think the fact that we haven't seen the other mother...
Coral.
Yeah.
Coral! Where's your mother, Coral?
Yeah, I think that's suspicious.
Where we come from, they've brainwashed you.
Yeah, but the Sith didn't brainwash you.
Oh, and the one thing that you brought up was, like, how do they know May started a fire?
I'm still so frustrated with this. I went back. Sol is so confident that May started a fire, and I just, like, can't figure out why he's so confident when Osha's the only one who saw her do it.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that, like, Osha could have started the fire. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
All May runs out saying is,
Ndara
fire,
also
we
says
need
it.
help. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're like, yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Or we won't. There's a few loose threads in this show, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh, going right back to the end of episode 6 with the helmet breathing. A notorious Star Wars feature, not a bug. Oh, literally the same shot. God damn, he's hot.
Yeah.
Unfair. Just take the helmet off. Is she doing witch shit?
That thing's evil.
My biggest regret is that I wasn't able to save you both. You and Osha are not twins. You're not even sisters. You're...
Jesus Christ. Every time Sol is about to finish a thought,
I know.
this show stops him. So, that last episode was not Sol telling her the story. That last episode just happened.
Yeah.
That's... okay. It's not the worst thing ever. It's just that there's so many times where Sol is in the show like, let's talk.
Yeah.
And then doesn't. And then to end an episode with him being like, we need to talk. Cut to his POV. It not be his POV. It being his POV, but not be him revealing it to this character. Yeah. And then cut back to them again not having the conversation is so exhausting.
I know.
Ooh. Sol has a death wish?
Yeah.
Why? She can't go anywhere. Just follow her outside the ring. What the fuck is he doing?
Trying wanted to kill them all, I guess.
Brace yourself, Pip!
I guess, yeah. Little guy had a death wish.
It looked sick, though.
Yeah, it was a clever idea. It just didn't. I just don't.
I'm just not sure I understand.
Yeah. All right. Oh, guys, people are gonna freak out again because they wrote Coruscant on screen.
Where is he?
He's in there.
I'm sorry. Wait. They're already back on Coruscant? Okay.
Apologies for my intrusion.
Not at all.
I was surprised when they said you were traveling through hyperspace.
Hey!
Yeah.
I've heard some disturbing things.
What have you heard?
That you are running a murder investigation without reporting it to the Senate.
I love him.
The majority of my colleagues can't imagine a galaxy without the Jedi. And I can understand why. When you're looking up to heroes, you don't have to face what's right in front of you.
I wish this scene had been earlier in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I have reported your lack of transparency to Chancellor Drellick. He may invite you to a Senate tribunal for an update. I hope for your sake you have this suspect in custody by then. Now, what is it you say? May the Force be with you.
Wow.
The little mouth open at the end there was so sassy.
Yeah.
Dude, he's so good.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. You made a deal with my sister, and you expected her to uphold it. That's fair. And so is this.
Why does she only swing one arm when she walks?
I don't know. Maybe because she's half a soul, and so... I can't figure out where we're going.
I know.
Oh my god!
What the fuck? What?
Wow, okay.
What?
That better not be the last time we see him in this episode.
Him?
Mm-hmm. If that was a tease for season 2, people are gonna be pissed. And I might be one of them.
Is that Pelagius or something?
No comment right now. I do like that you said Pelagius.
Gather as many knights as you can without raising alarm.
You anticipate a confrontation?
A resolution.
All right. Oh, it's not 2 moons. Interesting. Or no, I guess a moon can have a ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dumb of me. Don't fly with the mechanic. What are you doing? I will say, this show's been scored really well.
Yeah.
I feel like the music has been really immersive. I've enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Jesus Christ. There's no way the fucking elevator still works. You guys are gonna have to climb.
Well, yeah, the whole thing
Getting
blew
this
up.
elevator operational is the only way in.
Oh.
Unless you want to climb.
I mean, May only broke it 16 years ago at the top, so... Let me go straight to the worst place of my entire life.
Yeah.
I'm worried the camera's shaking when I'm laughing.
Sorry, guys.
I was kind of hoping he would jump down there and figure out how the hell May survived and got to the tree.
Yeah. Unless her survival has something to do with Virgin.
Oh, that's how she got back in, was the way she got out. Okay. I'm actually kind of down that having her come up there as an explanation for how she survived the fall
Yeah.
does actually work for me.
Yeah.
That was clever. Osha's gonna be so pissed when she sees Pip.
Yeah, you murdered my droid. Like,
Thank you for leading me to her. We make a great team.
Oh, shit. Does he know the Force Switch teleportation? Qimmir's got some skills. Sick. Can't knock the show's fight choreo.
yeah.
Or this crane shot.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The way that the choreo, the way they shoot the lightsabers, the effects, like, I think all that is really well done.
Whoa! That was slick. The softness of the Force landings is so... I love it. Whoa!
Nice.
Well done. That was great. That was really great.
Yeah.
Ooh. Soul!
Alright, okay.
You've been holding out on us.
Goddamn. This feels very like Cal Kestis, like
Yeah.
Jedi Fallen Order vibes, you know? I dig it, I dig it.
With the like different phases of the fight.
Different phases of the fight, the throwing of the lightsabers,
Yeah.
like just like little things that I love when the combat for the lightsabers especially is done creatively.
Okay, here we go. Conversation time.
Soul killed our mother. I saw it with my own eyes. How could he teach you to control your negative emotions? He's the reason you have them.
It's a pretty convincing argument.
No, she still lit the building on fire.
Yeah, but Soul did stab Anastasia.
Sure. I just mean, like, she has no reason to trust May and what she's saying.
Ooh. Oh no.
You murdered my droid.
Yeah.
I will kill you.
Okay, some really good face CGI here on the double fight. Well done.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. As cool as the lightsaber fight was, there's so much more invested in this fight.
Yeah. Nice.
Sick.
Uh-oh.
Here they come to save the day.
Now you pay for what you've done.
Oh, they're not here for me.
Is everyone in this show Batman?
Yeah.
You just look away for a second and they're gone. Ooh. I've been really enjoying, like, some of the grapples in this have been fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody turn it off.
Oh, Qimir.
Damn, Soul is a fucking boss.
Yeah. Qamir's gonna swing the helmet up, short out the blade, they're gonna fight hand to hand. Oh, okay, May. Huh.
Strike him down.
So many kyber crystals, it's nice.
Yeah.
In the history of the galaxy, very few have been that powerful.
She saw herself, not me.
You killed our mother.
Yes.
Soul is too emotional to know Osha's right behind him.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you so many times, but I couldn't.
Oh, fuck.
So you could have the life you'd always dreamed of.
Oh, no!
I did everything because I love.
Stop talking.
Oh, my God. Okay, that was pretty cool.
It's
Damn.
Oh. Qamir's like already plotting. Oh my God.
Alright, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Real sense of urgency from the Jedi here. Happy to see their...
Yeah.
That scene was great. Oh, okay, it is her Padawan.
Yeah.
Or maybe not Padawan, but okay.
Someone that she knows.
I know where they are.
This show better fucking get a season 2 now.
Yeah.
Basil, you're right.
Basil! The wild thing is Soul kind of gets away with it in death.
I mean, all the other people involved as well died, so it's...
Yeah, like the truth will never really come out now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Trust me.
I get that you can climb it, but how the fuck did a little girl fall and survive this?
I am assuming it's gotta do with the Force because they're
When I
so
felt like
intrinsically
outside
linked
this
to
court
it.
tunnel.
Oh, when I felt...
Come this way.
Okay,
Alright,
sure.
sure. If Qimir shows up and murks all these Jedis, I will laugh.
He doesn't have a lightsaber.
Yeah. He still managed to kill like 9 or 7 Jedi on 5.
Oh, yeah.
6? 6 Jedi on.
Get them now.
You too. Search the premises.
She's also got a little bit of Cal Kestis Force memory thing.
I don't think it's that. I think the Force is so strong here that powerful Jedi all kind of.
But yeah, I think you were right about the, like, lightsaber whip marks on his back, right? Like...
Yeah, I think it was. I love that she is like, it's fine for me to be by myself. This guy only killed 5 Jedi alone before.
I'm sorry I started that fire.
And I'm sorry I murdered your droid.
If I can find you, so can the Jedi.
Well, they certainly searched the entirety of that fucking thing quickly.
Osha, when they find out how powerful you are,
You will meet the same fate as our mother.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that.
I can attempt to wipe her memory. Remove any trace of you or me. Permanently.
Why don't you just all go?
Just get off the planet. Leave and deal with this somewhere else.
I can't lose you again. You're not.
Like, does this need to be done here? Or could we just, like, go to another planet?
No, it doesn't make... No. Because if they are the same person, they are equally as powerful, hypothetically.
Wait.
Okay. No, okay. Alright. And so they're just gonna let her get thrown into, what? experimentation?
No, I think that they're gonna. I think that she's gonna be Osha moving forward, and Osha's gonna be May.
I'll find you. I know you will.
But she has a tattoo on her.
What do you mean I'll find you? You guys can leave together now.
Yeah, what?
The stars. And below lies the...
God damn it. It was working so well for me.
I don't
up until
get
this
it.
point.
Okay, so the plan is for Osha to go train to be more powerful so that she can come back and get May later when she's strong enough to
For some reason.
fight the Jedi off, maybe?
You're under arrest.
Or
What
just...
did I do?
Could they not take a third person in the spaceship?
Only two. No, because they
I think
could
the
also
Jedi are
just
gonna
take
think that she's
Soul's
Osha.
spaceship.
Leave us. Please sit, May.
Oh, no, they know it's May.
Well, yeah, she has a tattoo on her face. Like,
Yeah.
He was my friend. He was a kind, brilliant, compassionate man.
Brilliant, compassionate, yeah.
A rogue Jedi named Soul killed his accomplices to maintain the cover story.
Damn, Vestra. That's cold.
yeah.
He was found dead on Brenock, at the scene of his original crime. I believe he ended his own life.
Vestra, way too many people know about May for you to pull this off.
Does the name Osha mean anything?
If she says it's a set of safety regulations, I'll lose my mind.
I need you to help me find someone.
Who?
A pupil of mine. Before he turned to evil.
Wow, this is the end of the episode. They fucking better get a season 2.
Just for those arms. I mean, come
I
on.
mean, just for Manny Jacinto, man. Oh, I'm so glad that wasn't the final shot.
Me too.
We need to talk.
Oh, people are gonna be mad.
Huh.
Okay.
Was there
There's
any,
no
like,
post-credit,
post-credits?
Season 2 coming. Yeah, okay. Wow. Wow. I don't think I have ever felt such intense whiplash.
Interesting. Why?
Because I was on board. I was in. When we started this reaction, I was like, I really don't know what the finale is going to be able to do to kind of make this work for me, right? Obviously, I haven't been loving it.
Yeah.
Right. However...
And then they kind of pulled it off.
No, and then they almost pulled it off. When we
Yeah.
were on Brenock and the stuff leading into the fight and the fights and everyone converging on the same planet, like I was like, oh shit, like they're, you know what? This might actually work. And then they fumbled the bag so hard because they were like, oh, sorry, May, you can't come with us for some reason that we are not going to share with the audience. I don't get it. There is clearly some information that I am missing that they could not leave on ships. One of them could have fucking taken Soul's ship. Like, even if it was a 2-seater fucking plane that they arrived on, Soul's ship was still there, and they could have just fucked off on that one instead. I am so I'm sorry, I'm upset because I was like so into it for like a few moments there, and it was beautiful. And I feel like I'm losing my mind.
I really enjoyed, a chunk of this episode.
Yeah,
I thought it
that middle
started
section?
so strong.
Yeah.
Really, 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 really strong.
Yeah.
And then, but no, it didn't start strong. The middle was strong.
Yeah.
I really didn't get the space scene.
No.
The space chase. It was beautiful. I thought it was like a really like clever visual idea.
Yes. It was like they had a visual in mind and they just kind of wrote something to make it happen. And I was like, okay, you know what? It looked cool. So whatever. It doesn't make any sense to me, but
I don't know why Basil fucked up the ship. Like, I just don't understand what happened in... So Sol is chasing her.
Yeah. And Basil sees that he's gonna shoot her down.
Was he gonna shoot her though, or was he gonna like... Well, maybe he was gonna blow her up?
He only had one option. But why the fuck... Like, Basil, like, has been helping them track a murderer, and she is a murderer.
And he worked against... the only time they've interacted was in that, like, Looney Tunes scene in episode 6 where he, like, made the computer spray oil in her face when he figured out that she was not Osha.
Yeah.
So I just didn't really get what... I didn't get what Sol's... If Sol wanted to kill her, he could have shot at her from outside of the asteroids.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It just seemed like there was a million ways that could have gone, and the one that it did was... It was so that they landed on the planet separately, I think.
Yeah.
But I just feel like... And maybe they were like, hey, we haven't done a space fight in this, so we have to introduce it somewhere, so they just decided this was where it was going to go.
But also, like, super lucky that they literally fell out of the sky into the Space Witch Coven.
You mean that she got blown out of the sky and landed in the exact part of the planet?
Yeah.
That she could get to the mountain fast enough?
Planet.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow, that's... Whatever, that's convenient. That's, you know, I forgive that when the other stuff works and is thought of. But I had no idea what the fuck was the point of that space scene, or why he, like, borked the controls, or why suddenly, like, Sol was like, oh no, I'm gonna kill her. Like, do I kill her?
Okay, but so we get through, like, the opening of this episode, and also frustrating that, like, he wasn't telling her stuff. That the cut to the flashback was literally just where the episodes felt like it wasn't storytelling, it was textbook writing, right? This happened, then this happened, then this happened, instead of Sol saying, let's talk, and then we cut to, and she's like, wait, that's, you know, that's what, that none of that flashback was, the show set it up to be, Sol is telling her the truth.
Right.
But that isn't what was happening.
No.
It was just for the audience and not for the not happening in the show. I think that though, so they land on Brenock, and it's another other thing. The fact that like Vestra has gone all the way back to Coruscant, taken 2 meetings, gets back in a ship and gets all the way to Brenock again is like. This show is so confusing.
May and Osha were out for a really long time.
But it's kind of, maybe they were just unconscious for... No, but it can't even be that they were unconscious forever because... I guess maybe that's the explanation.
It is the flimsiest explanation to exist, but it's all I can think of.
It just seems like the scene with David Harewood, as much as it would have sucked to do it on the ship, could have happened... on like it'd be like a comms on the ship over no the planet Kelnaka was on.
Oh.
But anyway, once the like plot on Brenock started, I actually thought this was great.
Yes.
For a while.
Yes,
like I thought the combat was all
section,
awesome.
The combat between May and Osha was great. The like emotional like stakes that were involved there, like everything about that I thought was actually really well done. The mirroring, they are the same person. Those beats were so great. And then Sol versus Qimir. That
fantastic.
Such cool choreography and really well shot, and the effects were brilliant. I thought that the creativity in that fight was like on point. Like I was like in it. I was like, okay, here we go. And then she kills Sol, and I was like, holy shit. Like, you know, like obviously they're not afraid to kill Jedi in this show. We know that for sure. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, Sol's dead. Like, goddamn, like they're gonna go off and they're gonna like May and Osha being reunited as the same person and being so incredibly powerful in the Force. Like, what does that mean? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then they were like, I'm sorry, May, you can't sit with us. And I was like, what?
Well, and a couple of my issues with the show is that I was like, I don't understand how Osha failed the Jedi. And the problem with Osha in this episode for me is that it's like, well, it's because I had all these negative emotions. And the Osha that we're introduced to at the beginning of this show is so chill.
Yeah.
Like, she just doesn't seem to care about much at all. It's not like...
Which might be a coping mechanism, but like...
Well, no, but it can't be a coping mechanism because she's supposed to be angry. And, like, you can't tell me that this character is, like, angry and has dark side shit going on, and then at every step in the show be like, she doesn't really care. Like, it wasn't even that she was, like, calm. It was that she was apathetic to the situation. Because when they're like, we're gonna go hunt May on, Kofar? I think it was Kofar.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, oh, no, I'm good. I'm out. This has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
And so to be like, oh no, she cares a lot. She just didn't care in any of the scenes. And Amanda Stenberg played the character as being very neutral. But she's actually like so emotional all the time that she couldn't become a Jedi. When the only emotional Jedi we really saw was Soul. And I'm like,
if she had been vengeful.
Or just kind of a dick.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if she had been straight up mean to Yord when he showed up in episode 1.
Yeah.
Or like just shown any emotion in the events of the plot.
Yeah.
But Osha, almost to a fault, was kind of like, I don't want to be here. I'm good. I don't want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
When the ship is being when they're doing the prison escape in episode 1, they kind of set up Osha as being like, you guys escape. I'm not going to. I don't care. I'm just gonna go get arrested. It's fine.
Yeah.
As opposed to her being like so her turn to the dark side and the fact that she like failed being a Jedi because she has a problem controlling her emotions, but then you show her have almost no emotions the whole show.
Yeah.
It's just a turn that I'm like, it wasn't really built on anything other than the show being like, oh no, she's evil now. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Is she really that controlled by her like strong emotions? I never got that vibe from her.
Well, and I think that the show would have worked in so many more ways if both May and Osha were very emotional and had like swings from one extreme to the other because they are the same person, that they can really be affected and being pulled by the other.
But what the fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
Like, this show sets up this whole idea that because they're one person, they're more powerful. That I really do not understand at all what that means. And the show didn't explain it. The show just says it and then is like, that's just the truth. And you're like...
Well, and they're like, hey, Osha, you're really powerful, so you go with Qimir. Even though we're the same person, I'm not as powerful, question mark. But the fact that they are the same person...
It's not a power thing. It's that Osha wants to train. Because Osha always wanted to train, right? Like, even when they were kids, Osha was the one that wanted to go off and learn the Jedi arts.
Totally, but then they make a comment about her being super powerful and that being very dangerous for her. But them being the same person implies that they have similar, at least, power levels.
But it makes the plan that May is going to go to prison for the crimes she did commit, right?
Sure.
She did kill Indara, the Jedi that was actually sort of innocent in the Brenock situation.
Yeah.
Sort of. You know, no one was perfect in that situation, but Indara did the least bad.
Sure, she hid the incompetence of her, like, subordinates, I guess.
But then Osha's like, I'm gonna find you, even though you know where she's going. You're sending her to prison. It's a Jedi. You know where she's gonna be. I don't like even that line. I'm gonna find you is like, isn't the point of that moment. The point is like, I'll break you out, or like, I'll give you your memories back, even though it doesn't really feel like we need to take them.
No, I do not understand why those events occurred.
Yeah.
I feel incredibly lost, unfortunately. And like, that is really disappointing because I was like, oh my God, they might like almost nail this finale. I was like, they're doing some cool shit here. Okay. And now I'm like, no. I honestly, feel like it was not thought through. It is just things that happened for a reason, and we don't really care enough to tell you why.
And so, Vestra, who is evil?
Well, she maybe whipped her paddle. Here's the thing: they
She
might...
definitely hit him.
Yes, but whether
that might
or
have
not
been
it was in
after
a
she
fight,
was a dark side or not. Yeah.
That's the thing. Is she's like he kind of went evil, and is like, is that because of her, or did they fight because he went evil? Like that is still like a question mark, obviously.
Because in the cave we introduce Darth. Say it again for me.
Why?
Because it's hilarious.
Why?
Just say it again. It's very funny.
Darth Pelagius?
Darth Plagueis. Like a plague.
Oh.
Yeah. I just like the first time you said it was like Plagius.
No, but it wasn't. No, Darth Pelagius.
Yeah, you say like Pelagius.
Yeah, because it's G like E-I, like it's like a Geus.
Like Plagueis. Like he's a plague on the galaxy.
Then why is the I there?
George Lucas is not subtle.
It should be P-L-A-E-G-U-S then.
No, it's P-L-A-G-U-E-I-S.
Yeah, that
Plague
seems...
is.
Yes.
No, that would be P-L-A-G-U-I-E-S.
No, there's two vowels there in the end.
Anyway,
it should be P-L-A-E-G-U-S. I'm just saying.
Anyway, Darth Plagueis is in the cave. As a tease for season 2 of this show.
So it is him.
Yeah. I didn't want to talk about it in the moment. That's why I was like, we'll talk about it at the end.
Which totally fair. Also is I wouldn't have recognized him because he's not in any like visual media that I've seen, so
I really don't know how I feel about it.
Okay.
'Cause what cave is he in?
Oh, he's just like chilling in Qimir's bathtub.
But they were just in that cave? Unless there's another cave?
Seems like it's a bunch of caves on a rock. I
Which
don't know.
is fine. Like if he's in a different cave, it's fine. But Darth Plagueis is a massive character.
Yeah.
Right? Very important to the Star Wars lore. And I think that to use him...
Have you ever heard of Darth Pelagius the Wise?
Yeah. Plagueis.
It doesn't sound as
even
good,
in the movie,
honestly.
even in that movie, he does like Ian McDiarmid is not sitting there like, have you heard the story of Darth Pelagius the Wise?
That's not what I said.
You keep saying Pelagius.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not what it is. That's fine. I think that like throwing him in as a cameo here is a little cheap.
Weird choice.
Because
to be like season 2, but season
to be
2.
like, but he's in the cave for what purpose? And the part of the problem I have with it is that he can't ever be that important to this story. Like he can't interact with anybody.
He's just hanging out.
So maybe we get
watching.
In season 2, maybe we get some scenes where he like talks to Qimir and Osha, but he can never be.
Nah, he's just into voyeurism. He's just like watching.
Yeah, but he can never be in more than that because none of the Jedi can meet him, or unless they die immediately, right? And I just think I think that it is such a tightrope to walk for this show. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the fact that in the beginning of episode 3, right? Grievous and Anakin have this confrontation on the ship where it is mentioned that they've never met before.
Oh, yeah.
And so for like all 7 seasons of the Clone Wars,
everyone's like,
the Grievous and Anakin, the two like lead star combatants of the two sides of this war, cannot interact for a single they can never meet.
It's fine though because Obi-Wan's actually doing the real shit and Anakin's just like whining over Padme. So
sure, the difference here is that like
I just summed up the Clone Wars for you.
You really, and quite successfully. You can't, I feel like...
And Jar Jar does some weird shit, but yeah.
Bringing him into the show is such a, like... It's the first live action interpretation of this massively important character.
Yeah.
In a medium where you can't do much with him, so you're sort of like hamstrung on how much you can write him into your show and it's not like he can have a scene with Yoda, you know what I mean?
It feels like a stunt, which is why I don't like it. It feels like an excuse to get people riled up on Twitter. Like, genuinely, that is just what it feels like to me, because you're right, he can't actually interact with the story in any meaningful way unless every person who interacts with him dies, in which case that's just, like, kind of spoilery.
But they already have to. Like, here's the problem. All of the characters who interact with him already have to die. Who interact with Qimir, because Qimir isn't his Padawan, right? Or isn't his Sith apprentice, right?
I guess, yeah.
Eventually, Palpatine comes along.
Yeah.
And so, the stunt here is to promise that there's going to be a plot line revolving around seeing this very important character in season 2. That you are so limited on what you can do with. Mm-hmm. Because, like, Qimir has to fail and die. May and Osha both have to die without revealing that the Sith are back. Ki-Adi-Mundi has to forget the fact that May was the one doing the murders when the Senate investigates next week. Like, season 2 of the show has to be about how the Jedi all lie for Vestra for some reason. Yeah. And I don't know why they would. Like, I don't even... I having seen this whole season of the show, I don't even know what Vestra's, like, role in the hierarchy of the Jedi is. It's never mentioned.
Yeah.
And now she is... she must be on the Grand Council, but she is unilaterally allowed to decide that 15 Jedi and Basil are all going to lie to the Senate about this, even though they don't have a reason to.
Yeah. Yeah, and being like, oh yeah, no, this was totally all Soul's fault all along, when there are people who can... Well, I guess they were only there, like, afterwards, I don't really know, but there are people who are chasing May and Osha, and so
But there were like
doesn't seem like an airtight secret.
There were a number of Jedi in the room watching the footage of Soul fighting May on Torben's planet.
Yeah.
Right? And so there's all the Jedi at Torben's facility. Mm-hmm. Right? The Jedi apprentice there. There's so many people who are now liable for a secret that I guess Ki-Adi-Mundi is so committed to keeping that in 120 years, when he's sitting in a Grand Council meeting with only Grand Council members, he still lies about the Sith coming back here?
Yeah.
Because now that Osha has gone to the dark side, there's no way that in season 2 they're like, and then we left the galaxy, and we never interacted with the Jedi again.
Yeah.
Like, that's not possible, because that would be a terrible show. And so now, like, all of these Jedi have to now interact with the Sith, because there's no doubt that they're Sith now. And they're lying to the Senate about it. And it's just so convoluted. It's so complicated. And so much of this episode was so good that it's frustrating that the final minutes of it made it so complicated unnecessarily.
And that's why I just feel bad, because I like I said, I'm repeating myself, but I was in.
I was really in the middle.
And they lost me so hard. My neck is broken because I whiplashed so fucking hard. I'm gonna have to go to physio.
The memory wipe, it just is like...
Why?
Since when can the dark side, Men in Black you?
Immediately, and
so
all your
fast.
memories, and since you were 8 years fucking old.
And all your memories before that of your sister, who is also you. How can you wipe one half of a person's memories of themselves?
I don't know.
The season 2 of the show has so much work to do to like get me on board with the idea that they're not twins, because I don't actually know what that means. Like, here's a crazy thing for you. Identical twins already have identical DNA. Like, that's already how identical twins function.
But their midichlorians are the same. I don't know. But literally,
that's literally, like, identical twins don't have identical fingerprints. But, so maybe they have the same fingerprints. And that is what is more identical about them. Which is particularly wild because they did cast 2 different young girls to play young versions of them. And so now the fact that they're not even twins, but the same person is so much more confusing. And I understand the choice to cast 2 young girls. I don't actually have a problem with it at all. I think that it worked, and I'm so fine with it because telling them apart in those scenes would have been weird. And I think it was a strong creative choice, and it probably saved them a crap ton of money.
Yeah.
And it gave 2 different young girls a great credit to start their careers.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many reasons to praise the choice to have it played by 2 different girls and then have Amanda Stenberg play both of them as an adult. But the weird thing now is that they are, like, they're not even twins who, you know, I have twin brothers. And one of them is significantly taller than the other. And the reason for that, apparently, was that one of them had a bigger bed than the other and, like, grew into the space they slept in, right? That's a thing that a doctor said to my family at one point. That may or may not be true. I'm not saying that he was correct. I'm just saying it's a thing that was said in my presence. I am also not a doctor, so I'm not, like, advocating for this. But, like, you know, if you raise 2 twins on different diets, it can drastically change their bodies.
Sure, yes.
And so, like, the idea that at 8, those 2 girls had lived differently enough that they looked a little bit different because they weren't the same person was fine in my head. But now the show is trying to, like, force this idea that because they are the same person is, and can we get into why that's so weird? It implies that personhood is DNA and nothing else, and that the lived experiences of Osha and May are not what makes them people. That, like, somehow because their genetics are the same, which is already true of identical twins.
Yeah.
They are the same person even though they aren't, because they have not experienced the same life. And so, like, how could they be the same person? And how does that make them more powerful?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying about the whole power level thing, where we're like, wow, Osha, you're really powerful. Well, then May should be the exact same. Should be the exact same.
And I guess May doesn't go to prison, right? Because Vestra is going to hide that she killed people from the Senate, so they can't actually throw her in prison. So they do. So okay. Here's why the "I will find you" makes sense. Osha and May and Qimir knew in that moment that Vestra was going to lie to the Senate, not send Osha to not send May to Jedi prison, where we see BRHVideo in the Clone Wars, or in the Tales of the Empire recent stuff.
Yeah.
What?
We
see the Coruscant forced prison. No, we see her in prison.
I just mean in Clone Wars, you see her get taken away. That's all.
Yeah. So May is not going to get sent to Force User prison because Vestra is going to cover up that May did anything wrong, and so May is going to go to the farm upstate.
I don't know. I also think it was a really poor choice to not let the audience know what happened to the Horn Mother. Can't remember her name again.
Coral.
I think that's a mistake because I know a lot of people were theorizing about her.
I honestly would have been more interested in her being in the cave than
I thought that's
Plagueis.
who it was at first.
Yeah.
Like, my first initial thought when I saw a close character watching them is I thought it was her, and I was like, oh, sick. And then it wasn't, and I was like, oh, never mind.
I love the idea of Plagueis. I just don't know that, like, this mystery show that is already, like, plagued, pun intended, in having to explain so much more to the audience for any of this to make sense, is the right avenue for it.
No, I do not think it was a strong choice. Like I said, it feels like Twitter bait to me personally.
Yeah.
And that is just my personal, like, vibe check on that moment. It might work for some people, but for me, it literally feels like something just to deliberately try and piss people off, because there was no purpose in it being there. Like, me, watching it, I was like,
that's weird.
Cool, I guess.
I didn't know that was Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Wouldn't have known. I don't know what he looks like, so.
God, I will watch this again because the fight choreography in this episode was so good.
That's fair. But yeah.
And honest, you know what? Let's start being positive. I only want to be positive for the rest of the video. Soul Lee Young Ji, I hope I pronounced his name right. Fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
Like, the whole scene with the four of them in the courtyard works because of him, and him saying it's okay before he died was actually awesome. Like, that fucking rocked.
Yeah, he was great. The moment where May comes up, like, we understand, like, that it's been thought about how she was able to get in and out, that it wasn't just, like, convenience. I was, like, super on board for that.
Other than that still is, like, how did an 8-year-old survive the fall to get into, to climb?
She got sucked into a shaft. That's what she said. She's like, I got sucked into this air shaft thingy that they crawled through. So the momentum somehow...
Sucked in by what?
Air? I'm assuming.
But what was creating enough suction to pull a human being out of the air? Ooh, there's a mosquito in the room. To pull a human being out of the room into a tunnel that is at a perfect 90.
Oh,
like, she would have had to have been falling like this and then started getting sucked in and, like... I don't know. I need to get over it. I just need to get over it. It doesn't make sense. It's to me, and that's fine. I want to be positive. I thought that this was the best showing of Amanda Stenberg as both characters.
Yeah.
I've said throughout this process, I think that they have been very good as May, and they have been not as good as Osha. And this episode, to me, really convinced me that it's that I don't like the way Osha has been written in the show.
Yeah.
Because Osha has been written to become evil at the end, and that's it. The presence of Osha across the entirety of the show is she has to be evil on page 120 of the script.
Yeah.
Don't worry about Osha until that moment.
Yeah. But the bleeding of the blade was so cool. Like, it's Soul's lightsaber.
So cool.
And she corrupts it. And it was, like, truly, that moment, I was like, yes, let's go. I was, like, here for it. I thought the effects looked cool. I thought the blade literally changing color.
Unreal.
So well done.
Soul forcing away the two thrown lightsabers and Qimir in, like, the, like, force pop.
Yeah.
Rad. The bridge sequence where they were cutting through the bridge around them as they were fighting was sick.
Yeah.
The kung fu between May and Osha looked really good.
Yeah.
I thought they did a great job of the CGI to make sure both their faces looked really right in that scene.
Yeah.
Emotionally, I thought that Qimir was really interesting this episode.
Yeah.
I thought Manny Jacinto fucking brought it.
8. Fucking 8.
I think ultimately, like, this show has great ideas and great fight choreo.
Mm-hmm.
And it just really, the writing was missing the connective tissue to allow those moments to sing as harmoniously as I wish they had. Yeah. I think that there is enough in this episode that I'm like, I get how they read the script and went, when we get there, it's gonna slap.
Yeah.
But I really do. I think the, like, global plot of the show was not sturdy enough because it kind of the plot is the foundation, right? Like, the how we get A to Z is this foundation underneath the things, and you walk into a house and it's gorgeous, right? The kitchen is great. The bathrooms are so well done. The living room is a place you want to spend every night with your family. And then you move in and, like, a week in, you're like, oh no, like, the plumbing all needs to get ripped out.
Yeah, it's
and that's
pretty,
just what the show feels like to me in hindsight, is like the plumbing like,
electrical
is
faulty.
seeping through the beautifully painted wall.
Yeah.
And, like, I hope they get a season 2 because, like, there's enough good here that I feel like if they learn the lessons, clean it up, I think that with some dialogue, you can clean up season 1 a little bit in hindsight.
Maybe. Take
some of the criticisms that people smarter than I have levied at the show, that a lot of which I agree with, clean up the plotting a little bit, get away from, like, trying so hard to be a mystery that has reveals at specific times, and let the mystery unfold naturally in the plot. Yeah. But keep the visuals, keep the fights, keep the actors.
Keep that fight choreographer.
And, like, I think that you could follow this up really strong.
Yeah.
You've kind of written yourself into a corner with May, the memory stuff, which really...
Yeah.
And I think it's telling that both of us felt it so immediately in that moment.
Oh yeah, we were like, what the fuck is this?
But, you know, the gif of the red and blue blade will be popular for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
If you had to rate The Acolyte as a show, having only seen the finale once, right?
Yeah.
And every other episode, have you watched any of them more than once?
No, not really.
I've seen episode twice, except for this one, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to rank the show as a whole right now, where would you put it?
Like a 5 out of 10.
Okay, I was gonna go 6.
Yeah, no, I would say 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I think it's a 6. Yeah, I would give it fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, it would be just, because I believe 60 is fresh. I would give it like a 61% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it wouldn't be enough for me, unfortunately. Like, as wonderful as the fight choreography has been and the visuals have been and a lot of the acting, like, I think that the writing and the characterization severely suffered.
Yeah.
And for me, that is more important. I will watch a show that doesn't look great.
Mm-hmm.
If I am invested in the characters and the plot and the world. Like, that is enough for me. If it's, you know, low budget CGI or whatever the fuck it may be. Yeah, it's just that's important. I need good storytelling.
Yeah.
And to me, honestly, a lot of these characters didn't feel real. They didn't feel like people.
I miss Yord. You know, Yord felt like a person to me.
Yord, great.
Jackie?
Yeah. But they were so minimal, right? They were, like, not huge parts of the show. And I think that ultimately, like, Sol and Qimir were interesting characters. But even Osha and May, I didn't really feel it. Vestra, definitely, like, a little confusing. Like, Torben, I don't understand. Like, there are so many things and choices that just felt like necessity for the plot to happen.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that the plot was very good. So, if we're going like Rotten Tomatoes, it's not fresh. I think I would give it a 5 out of 10 maximum.
I think one of the difficult things for this show going into season 2 is going to be that I don't really care about anybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love Manny Jacinto's Qimir, and I think that he is by far the best part moving forward.
Yep.
I don't think Vestra was given enough this season to make me care about her as
and their relationship.
Yeah. I found her to be in typical Jedi fashion, a little stoic in a way that was hard for me to get fully invested in. And so the fact that she is now going to be the, like, big bad good guy of the show is a little bit tough for me to say that is, like, what I'm super invested in. I
also, like, a lot of people have been arguing that, oh, the Jedi can be flawed, and the flawed Jedi can be so interesting and great for storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, we are way past flawed. Like, the choices that were made are straight up stupidity, incompetence,
or evil,
or overly emotional in a way that I'm here for flawed Jedi. I'm here for the like, maybe the system is a little bit questionable, especially with how they get kids. But, like, the people that are there and that have become Jedi are smart and are capable in a lot of different ways and have certain flaws and faults here and there. But, like, straight up across the board, I was just like, what the fuck are people doing? Well, and I don't like feeling like that, because I want to look. When I was a kid, I was like, I want to be a Jedi.
Yeah.
Right? I want to be a Jedi. And I'm okay with them being flawed, but this, like, straight up, like, incompetence was just really not, and this is me putting my own expectations on the show, I'm fully acknowledging that, but it was really disappointing to see this era of the Jedi and then just kind of be, like, terrible. Yeah.
I think that, yeah. I don't know what to say to that. I think you're right.
It's a personal thing, and I think that a lot of people will agree with me and a lot of people won't, and, like, that is absolutely, totally subjective. Like I said, I brought this onto the show, my expectations, what I was excited for, and I was excited to see the Jedi at their height, and they really don't feel like they were anything special.
Yeah. I think that it's tough now because, like, the narrative that, like, Palpatine did anything to bring them down, I'm like, no, they were just kind of already shit. Palpatine just, like, was there.
Yeah, Palpatine was like a light
showed up and the
breeze to
Jedi
knock
already
it over.
sucked. He didn't have to
That's
do
what I
anything to
mean.
corrupt them because they were already terrible.
But that's what I mean.
I know.
I would find such a more interesting story in that slow burn corruption.
Yeah.
Other than him walking in, seeing the building on fire, and pouring a little more gasoline on it.
Yeah.
Like, that's, which is kind of.
I mean, he might have thrown some water on to calm it down. He's like, no, this has to happen on my schedule.
Yeah.
You guys are going to
Too
burn
soon.
down too soon?
Too soon. Yeah, it's just,
I kicked that.
I don't, yeah.
Bed reactions are hard. I think this show has to get a season 2, or else what was the fucking point?
What was the point?
You know what I mean? Like, if this is where this story ends, or if it gets finished in a book, I think that the show has to get a season 2.
Yeah.
And I think that season 2 will probably be the final season, because based on, like, modern TV schedules, we'll get it in 2027.
Yeah.
And so I think that, like, in terms of being a satisfying finale, I think it is a satisfying finale on Soul's story.
Sure.
And Soul becomes a really tragic, kind of, like, misguided character in a way that I find really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the plot line I care about. And now moving forward, here's part of the problem. You know what? Here's my problem with the Plagueis thing. I think I finally figured it out at the end of the video. Sorry if you didn't watch to here. If Plagueis is in your show now, the show moving forward, because May and Osha have nobody to be mad at anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The show moving forward has to be about Qimir and Osha working for Plagueis to take down the Jedi, and they can't.
Yeah.
They have to go take down a bunch of Jedi that they don't care about. Obviously, Qimir and Vestra have a history, right?
Yeah.
But the show, and so I guess the show is just about Qimir killing Vestra moving forward. But I don't really know anything about Qimir, so I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't really, like, give a shit about Vestra. Nobody's a good guy in that story, right? Because Vestra is willing to lie and, like, steal and, you know, like, do anything to keep the senator inquiry off her back. But her plan to do that is to tell them that a Jedi did go rogue and kill a bunch of other Jedi, which certainly isn't suspicious at all and worth inquiry by an outside force. It's sort of like the Supreme Court last year being like, we're going to set our own ethics violations code. And people were like, well, maybe someone who isn't on the Supreme Court should, like, have some say in how the Supreme Court sets their ethics violations code.
Yeah.
And so I think that, like, the plot moving forward is they're going to become Sith and die in a way where it is justifiable that 100 years later no one knows that they were there. Except for the characters who have already seen them, who are the people who are literally the character in the meeting saying that the Jedi haven't been around in 1,000 years. Or the Sith haven't been around in 1,000 years. Like, introducing Ki-Adi-Mundi into this show in episode 2 or 3, whatever that, 4, whatever that, maybe it was 4, is now the dumbest shit, because you are going to deal with the problem.
Yeah, it's for what? If you didn't
the
have
plot
him there,
has to get bigger and involve more Jedi.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why do a season 2? But you have to do a season 2 to end the plot, and so the show has to get bigger and involve more Jedi, and more Jedi are going to die at the hands of the Sith. But 100 years later, Ki-Adi-Mundi's going to be like, that's preposterous. The Sith can't exist.
Yeah.
In a private meeting of all the other people who are aware that the Sith existed 100 years ago because Yoda was still alive. So now Yoda's also lying at the council meeting? Like,
yeah, because what does Vestra tell Yoda? I don't know. Him being there doesn't make any sense. Like I said, it feels like Twitter bait.
Qimir mind wipes them. At the end of season 2, before he dies, Qimir removes, because apparently he can specifically target only memories of individual people.
Okay.
Qimir and Osha fall in love, realize that doing bad, Plagueis is too bad. He's bad to the bone. And so they go to the Jedi, mind wipe the Jedi, and then they fly to another galaxy to the witches of Dathomir, who are where Thrawn ends up.
Space whales?
They ride the space whales. to the Witches of Dathomir, and they have babies there.
Sure. Good for them.
And then those babies become the crab people from Ahsoka.
Sure.
Alien sex.
Anyways.
That's about all I have to say. It was a lot. I had plenty to say. I'm glad I was in bed for this. This was a comfy...
Yeah, we were comfy. Yeah.
Huh. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave mean comments down below because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. This episode, that algorithm goddess is...
Yoda. Yo.
No, we gotta give it to an algorithm goddess. I'm gonna say the algorithm goddess of this episode was Amanda Stenberg, because you did a great job. The crying scene where you were crying as both May and Osha, I thought was some pretty damn good acting, and I have not been the kindest directing across the show as Osha. I thought you've been great as May the whole time.
Yeah.
But that scene I thought was excellent. So
yeah, it was a banger.
Yeah. Good luck next season playing everybody's favorite plotline, Amnesia.
Yeah, sorry, that's gonna be rough.
If you want to follow us around the internet, you can. I'm at Nerdy Nightly.
I'm at Claris Polaris.
May the Force be with you. Bye.
Bye.